right what we do, or we can have areas to improve. I'd like to thank EDAA, get all the letters in there correctly, and we're honored to have Director Durham with us today, so we appreciate that. And I also appreciate everybody that took part in the different forums and stuff that you guys had over the last few days. So thank you to the participants in that. The information is valuable, and we look forward to utilizing that as we move forward. So with that, I will turn it over, but just welcome to everybody, and IDEA. Get my letters in the right way.
Thanks,
Turn it over to you.
And wow, I know where you ate sit in church back there.
Yeah.
I'm Jim Engel, and I'm director of the Iowa Downtown Resource Center with the Iowa Economic Development Authority. As the mayor said, we're happy to have Debbie with us. Debbie gets these reports that we do across the state all the time and reads them all. But this is her first time coming to one of these, so we're glad to have her here. So I get the pleasure of leading the Iowa Downtown Resource Center. And one of the things we do several of these every year. They're called Iowa Downtown Assessments. And I want to thank you for the hospitality. Lee, Carrie, David, the mayor. It's been great here for 3 days. It's been super to work with. We talked to a whole lot of people. We like to immerse ourselves in the community, so we did a pre-visit survey. I think it was 155 sample survey. So I tabulated those, so I felt like I knew Storm Lake really well after reading those. But then we come and we do some touring. We do a downtown walking tour. We do a driving tour. We interviewed, I bet, 80 to 100 people over the course of 2 days in different groups. And then the 5 of us put our heads together and we come up with recommendations. We talk about the good things that are happening. We talk about challenges. We do this presentation, and then we come back 4 to 6 weeks later with a pretty meaty written report that we'll send back to you that you can use. So that's in a nutshell what we do on the assessment visit. I want to introduce the rest of the team, and we'll start over there at Tim Reinders. Tim worked as our design specialist for our Iowa Downtown Resource Center team for many years. Recently retired. He's a Main Street legend around the state. We have Deb Sprecher, who is the Main Street director for the Woodbine Iowa Main Street program. If you've ever been in Woodbine, cool town, done great work, amazing events, amazing housing projects, you name it. We have Jeff Geertz, who is a special projects manager at IEDA, also on the energy team. Jeff does almost all of these downtown assessment visits. And then we have Dennis Reynolds from Reynolds Urban Design. He used to have a firm in Des Moines, now he's in Minnesota, but we still bring him to the state of Iowa to help us out. Dennis draws ideas. So while we're interviewing people, he's over on the side busy doing hand drawings, and they're pretty amazing. So in a nutshell, that's what we do. I wanted to just talk a little bit about how this visit was a little bit different than we've ever done before. Your bar was a little higher. We often start working in a community like this that doesn't have a lot of planning done. You have a very thorough, good master plan for the downtown that was put together by ISG, I'm going to say Lee, a couple of years ago. So you're kind of in the implementation stage right now. We appreciated that plan. And a lot of the things that are in that plan we might have talked about in another community. So we tried our hardest not to be redundant, but we appreciate what's in that plan. So we're going to try to fill in some blanks today. So very cool. I applaud you for getting that done. Next slide here. I'm going to skip over that one. I mentioned we do a downtown survey of people that live in the community. I'm going to go over very briefly what we heard from that survey as a starting point. The first question we asked, what is downtown's greatest strength? I hope you guys can see this. But you see the responses, the business mix, the variety, locally owned businesses. Now in our interviews, no one's ever totally happy with that. You know, they want their business mix, they remember the good old days, they want their business mix to be better. But for a town this size, we think it has a pretty good business mix in the downtown area. Not us, the people here that live here. We do too. Specific businesses were mentioned. I didn't put them on this, but like La Juanitas,